Yo, is this recording? Oh yeah. Hey you. Yes, you viewer watching this video right now. You're probably thinking you saw the thumbnail of the video. You're like, yes, Vox is finally making an edit tutorial because I know damn well you want to edit some shit like this. Yeah, you guys get the point. I know, it's like so cool. Obviously it takes time to do these things, like there's many steps. So today I'm gonna show you how I do like a basicer type of edit, because I'm not trying to do like 25,000 keyframes. This video will be hours long. So I'm gonna try and keep it short and sweet, and you know, but also give you the main points on how I do my edits. So without further ado, let's get into it. Actually, before I start, thank you guys for like almost 10,000 subscribers. We're at like 9.3k right now. I really appreciate it. I never thought I'd get this far. But yeah, also thanks to this beautiful person right here, I'm putting the channel up, for inspiring me to do this. Please go subscribe to him. It really means a lot to him and me. And without further ado, let's actually get into it this time. So obviously, first thing you need for an edit is the clips. So I have a playlist actually, if you want to like have scene packs for mostly like Vox, Alistair, a few Adam ones, one of Valentino, just like the main scene packs that I use for my edits. You can also like search up Has Been Hotel scene packs, like put your character in, search up scene packs. There's some really good YouTubers who do scene packs. Yes, as you can see, we've got some for Alistair, Emily, Velvet, you get the picture. And since I have Android, I use this screen recorder button to screen record the clips that I need. Now, obviously, because I have an Android phone, some of you guys may have iPhones, so obviously you can't, like, you might not have, not everyone's gonna have this button. So my best bet would be like to like download like a screen recorder app, or like just download like actual clips, however you can. I mean, I don't really know how to, because again, I just use the button that's just built in my phone, so. Anyway, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on it, and it doesn't really matter which one of these three buttons you press, because in the edit you're going to mute the clips anyway, so you can just pick whatever one you want. I just usually pick media, just in case I want to like put like a voice line in an edit or something. So the embarrassing thing is that I've already kind of started an edit already, and as you can see, I've already put all the clips together, but I'm going to try and break it down for you, and like show you how I did everything and got all like the clips together and like everything. So first of all, the first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to like line up your clips of like the audio you're using. For this audio, I was using Grudges because I'm making a Grudges part 2 video. It'll probably be out by the time you guys see this video, and I'll go to like all the effects and stuff later on. I just want to mainly focus on the clips. Okay, so first thing you're gonna want to do is you're going to want to go to this button called aspect ratio. I used to do it like this because, you know, whatever. But I do it like this because it's easier for me to edit, like the 1:1 ratio. Either works, but with the 1:1 ratio, it makes it easier for me to edit. This does mean that your thumbnail to your video is going to be different, if you guys have noticed. You guys will have noticed that I started using the 1:1 aspect ratio. But it doesn't really matter, unless, I mean, if you want like a thumbnail like this, you pick this one. Like, you just pick whatever one you want. So obviously I went with this one, and with the scene packs, because they're like rectangular videos, I've had to, if I go to, where is it? Transform, I go to advanced, I go to the zoom. I usually make sure my clips are like in 215. That's like a, oh shit. Sorry, that's like a base number for me, because like it fits around the frame. You know, you get like everything. This is like I did like a flashing type of frames. It's basically you just take a frame. I'll break this down for you. You take like a frame. I did 0.2 seconds, and you just flash it between the two. And like it looks like Vox is drinking out in the scene, but I promise it's not when it's gonna be out. I promise. But yeah, you can just like easily see. Obviously, it's getting darker again. I'll do effects later, but you can see like in this bit, if you're gonna want to do like a where you're like going between two different frames, and it'll probably end up sounding like this. Laggy. Okay, that's laggy because like obviously it's Capcut, but you get the point. You basically just want to like divide up all your clips to like match the sorry, you want to like match up the audio. So when, let me turn down this volume. So yeah, that's how you do like the clips. If it helps, if you want to do like this is not like a beat-based edit, because I have like a beat-based edit that I'll show you now. I'll put that in later when I'm editing. This is like, if it helps, what you can do, you can go to something called Beats, where like you click on like your extracted audio. I'll tell you how to get the audio as well in a sec. You can auto generate beats. And what this does, it basically, if you have like a clip, it lines up the clip with the beat, so you can do your edits more on time. So like, as you can see, like you can feel like the beats, so you can like change it, or like how many beats you want. You get the point. So you can also add beats if you want to like line up your edit, but I usually use beats for obviously beat-based edits. So that's how I usually like put the clips together, through like the scene packs and stuff. Obviously, to crop it, I forgot to mention that. To crop it, I obviously go to the crop button. It used to be like this, like the original. I picked the one by one. I like size it up to where I want it. I like do it like that. You get the point. And yeah, that's basically how I put the clips together. Next step is the audio, because obviously you can't really have an edit without audio. So when I look for songs to make edits with, I usually go onto TikTok and I find edit audios that are on my For You page. Obviously, you guys can use whatever songs you want, but when you're using audio, my recommendation is to make sure your edits aren't too long. Maximum for me would be like around like 40 seconds, because obviously you want to get your viewers attached. Obviously there are some cases where like long edits can get really popular, but it's like a little side note. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you want to get popular or not. Like, usually I keep my edits like around like 10 to 20 seconds, because it's like a good time frame and it keeps the viewers from like not scrolling, if that makes sense. Talk. So what I do, by the way, this is on mute by the way, so you guys won't be able to hear it just in case it gets smited by YouTube. What I do, if I want to get audio, I will click on the share button and I'll press the download button. Obviously, I'm not going to press it because I've already done so. To actually get your audio into Capcut, what you're going to want to do, you click on the audio button when you're doing your edit. You click on the extract button and, oh, that's my editing tools album. You go to wherever your clip is. Obviously, I'm going to hide this video to get rid of copyright issues, but you click on the add button, then you add it to Capcut. So once you click add, then it's just gonna, you want to like line up your thing. So obviously you can see it's like the waves are like the same, so obviously the same audio, and you're gonna just want to like size up your audio. Also, you want to get rid of the TikTok sound. It's usually gonna be like quite bold and like easy to see, that extra, like that big blue bit. You're gonna want to cut that off too, and then you're gonna have your edit audio in your edit. If you want to like add like a fade into your audio, so that means it's gonna like get quiet and like gradually get louder, as you can like tell. You can do it for like however, like you like fade the audio in and out. Me, usually I put like 0.5 seconds. I mean, I don't really usually put it at all, but you can also do it for fade out as well. You can fade your audio in and out and like just play around with it, and so it can get like gradually louder, gradually quieter, whatever you want. Honestly, guys, the filters and effects has to be my favorite part of editing, because you can do so much to keep the video as short as possible to save my storage space. Let me mute this because obviously the audio is quite loud. Let me just turn down like a really low volume. Like, yeah. So you're probably thinking, Vox, how did you do all this? Now, obviously, you can see the name of all these. I usually just put them all together. I don't really like change much of the effects, but you can also like adjust them and like the range and the speed. But I usually put them together and it usually comes up with this type of effect. And I have the vignette too. I really like that. For like how it gets darker, like less saturated, I'm going to teach you how to do that. So, what you're going to want to do, you go to adjust, you just like click whatever one. I usually just pick like saturation because obviously that's the one we're changing. You put it underneath the clips that you want to like get gradually darker. I usually do it across like the whole clips. I'm basically just copying what I did in the adjust one. Then you're going to want to, there's like a little diamond button, you click on keyframes. And then on the second one, you're going to want to like knock down the thing. So let me get rid of this one so I can like show you. What it's going to do is it's going to gradually make the thing less saturated, as you can see. So if you want to do like an effect like that, you can do that. Let me get rid of this one. Filters, the filters I usually use, I sometimes use this one. I don't really adjust it that high. You can adjust it however you want. I usually go for like around 60. I usually use this one. Other filters I use are also clear. I usually put these together, and like if you put it together, it looks like this compared to the normal clip that looks like this. Obviously, you can see like the color change. And if you want to like do your own type of filter, you can go to adjust, and you can like adjust the brightness, contrast, saturation, like all these things. I recommend like putting like sharpen up all the way. It makes your edit look more like clean. This is also an option. You can just like play around with all these customizables. I usually go with saturation, contrast, sharpen, and also vignette sometimes. But other than that, and then like obviously it will look different. But I usually use filters. I use a mix of both filters and adjustments so I can like get the edit exactly how I want it. So here's like a sped up clip of me putting in all the effects that I usually put into my edits. It's just like what I'm doing is like a lifetime job at this point. But honestly, I've enjoyed editing, like this video aside. This is like really, really good, and I'm proud that I've got this far. Anyway, as you can see, I'm like just messing around with all the things, trying to make it look more like saturated, more like clean, more like sharp, because I like my edits to have that type of flair to it anyway. And as you can see, it's looking a lot better, and like it's looking better than the original clips, which is what we wanted in the first place. Yeah, that's basically. I also put like play pendulum, as you can see as well. I like did the effects like that. If you want to add like a little like slow motion-ish type of thing to your edit, I'll probably slow down the thing so you can see it. But I usually put that in my edits as well to give it a bit more motion instead of it just being like lifeless. It gives it a bit more character, and I personally like using it. Now, I know I said I wouldn't necessarily do keyframes, but I'm just gonna do like basic keyframes for this one. I'm not actually gonna put these keyframes into the edit when I post it, but I'm gonna show you like basic keyframes on how I do them in like other edits. I'll show you like a video like now, like I'll put it like later again when I'm editing. I'm gonna do basic keyframes like that because the video is gonna be too long if I do it the way that I showed you in the first video that I showed on this video. So yeah, I'm just gonna do like normal zoom in and out. I'm not gonna do it for this flashy bit because that's gonna take way too long, and plus it would look weird in my opinion. So we're gonna start by focusing on these clips. So we're gonna do first by start of putting keyframes at the start and end of all of your clips, just like this. It's gonna take a bit, so give me a minute. You're just gonna want to put all the keyframes onto your thing. So yeah, once you have all these, bye mom. I'm recording something. Get out, get out. Sorry about that. I love her, but jeez. Anyway, so what you're gonna do is you click on the end keyframe, and I'm gonna do like a zoom in and out type of keyframe. Wait, don't click that. Sorry. Then you go to transform. Okay, I don't know why I said that. You want to go to zoom. I usually go for like 240, and then what I do is I go to this keyframe here, and I also do 240. So it ends up like zooming out, as you can see, like the scale is going down, and that is, you know, what we're aiming for. And then with this one, I do 215 again, and I basically just repeat it. And I do 240 again, and I do 240 again on this one. So basically, you get like a nice, oh wait, so you get like a nice zoom in and out effect. And I'm also gonna use graphs in a second to like show you how I do it. So let's see what we have so far. So far we have, as you can see, it's like zooming in and out, as you can like see. Obviously that's not how I usually do it. I mean, you can if you want to, but the way I do it is I go to graphs, which is like that little, this little button that's flashing there, the one I'm trying to click. You press that one, if it'll load. You go to linear, that's what I do. And then you put in like a beat here. We click the add beat button, and then you put another beat here. And do it like that. And you just basically do that for all your clips. So let me just quickly do this. Again, these are like basic keyframes. Like the ones I've like learned to do recently, they're more advanced. I'll probably do that in like a separate video. So please let me know if you want me to do that. Yeah. Because again, the video would take way too long if I show you how I do like advanced keyframes. I'm just showing you like basic. Whoa, shit, I didn't want to click that. Don't click that. Yeah. So I'm also making this edit as I'm making this tutorial. So, I mean, you might as well. Like, yeah, might as well. So once you're done putting down all your clips, you're gonna get more like bouncy effects to your clip. So it's gonna look like this, if that makes sense. And with Play Pendulum, it works really well. And then, obviously for this bit, I'm not gonna do keyframes for all that because that's gonna take way too long. But that's basically how you do like basic keyframes in between clips. So as you can see, like it zooms in really quickly and then like it zooms out. You can't really see in this frame, like this clip, because like Vox is like spinning around, being like zoomed out, being Vox, you know. Like you can see it in these ones, if I mean, like you can see it like in here. And that's usually how I do the keyframe, so it's not really that much effort. And yeah, that's basically how you do it. So overlays, they do not take that much effort, and I'll show you how you put in overlays. So you can have any kind of like overlay, whether it be like black or white or like green screens. Any overlay works. I'm gonna show you how to do both because why not? So obviously for this one, let me show you how I did this one. I'm gonna go into add. You click the there's like an overlay button. You click add overlay. If my phone works, sorry. I've already imported this one, but I'm just gonna show you how I do it. So obviously it's a green screen. What I do. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna like put these up on screen if you want to like crop any of these images that I'm gonna use. Pinterest also really helps with like finding overlays, so please make sure if like you have Pinterest, maybe Google Images, you can like put that there, like find overlays there. So I go to adjust on the overlay and I click saturation. I knock it all the way down to like -50. And then what I do, I click splice, I click the overlay button, and you can see like it has that effect, like you can see the line effect. Obviously if I like zoom it in, it's gonna look like too liney, so you can obviously like, adjust this and like make it like less noticeable. I usually keep it at like around like 25, so I'll show you like the comparison if my clips will work. Oh my god, sorry, Capcut's being annoying. Like you can see like the difference, like the lines and stuff. Like, you can see the line difference, and that's basically where I put it into this one. Like you can see the lines, but they're not noticeable. So, next thing you're gonna want to do, obviously there's my watermark. I don't want people using my watermark, so please don't use it, or I will find you and I'll just make a new one. Don't be like that. So I'm gonna use this one because that's how I get like the white border, or like that clear border around my edits. By the way, I'm gonna do text later on, but text like makes the thing laggy, so it's easier to do all this stuff before you do the text. So, sorry, I'm going way too fast. You click on the overlay, you scroll to the right until you find something called Remove BG, like this button here. Then you go to Chroma key, and you use this little drag thing to select the color. Obviously, you have to get rid of the green. I like perk up the intensity a little bit, just to like get rid of the green even more. Then I go to splice, then I go to overlay. I can adjust how like visible or not I want it. I usually keep it around like 35, 36, like just so obviously like see like the border around the edit. And I usually just use that. And if I want to do like a fade out, instead of like using clips or like using like an animation like from Capcut, I just grab like a black overlay screen thing. I adjust it to like how much I want it to be. So usually I do my fade outs like 0.5 seconds. I'll just do 0.6 for this video. So you're gonna like want to zoom in over everything and go to layers. Make sure this black one is always over everything. I'm talking like this. The overlay needs to be over everything, like over all the filters, everything. And then you're gonna want to go to animations and do a fade in, and then that's actually how you get your fade out animation. So like obviously you can like see it fading out into the darkness. And I just basically use that. Again, I'll put up like clips. Let me pause the video so I can like get like my watermark. So my watermark was also a green screen, as you can tell. I'm gonna knock down the intensity to like 74. I'll tell you how to, if you guys want me to like show you how to make like a watermark later on, I will show you in like a separate video if you guys want to see that, so please let me know. So obviously I put my watermark in, and obviously splice it to like an overlay again. Knock it down to around like 25, because I'm not that egotistical, I swear. I don't want everyone to know who I am. I mean, that's kind of the point of YouTube channel, but like, I'm not trying to brag like, oh my god, I have like a watermark. Anyway, okay, why is it tweaking? Chat, why is it tweaking? Hold on. Give me a sec. Capcut, see, even like when I'm editing, Capcut decides to be a pain. Like, I'm trying to do a tutorial here. The hell? Anyway, obviously, you put in your little watermark, and you just basically put in like all other overlays that you want to put in. I usually just put in these ones, and that's basically how I import overlays. So I would say the text is probably the most tedious thing, and it's a bit annoying because for the sake of this video, I can't like play the audio and like show you. But how I do my text, I do it word for word. Like I type out each individual word, and while that may be tedious, it does make the edit look better. So to show you how I do it, I'm gonna start by putting in like, first of all we need a font. The fonts I usually use are this one, sometimes this one. Yeah, I mainly use this one, called VOXTEK RG. And there's like a website called dafont.com on Google. If you search it up, you can like download fonts. There are YouTube tutorials and like TikTok tutorials on how to get fonts from that website into CapCut. So please look at those if you are struggling to get in. So I'm not gonna put a background for this text, for this edit, like the background text. I'm not gonna put it in, but I'm gonna show you how to do it anyway. So I usually put the corner radius to 0. I knock down the opacity to like 20 something. The height I usually knock down, and I usually put the width all the way there. Again, I don't do it like that, but I don't always put a background. But as for text itself, I usually like keep it kind of small because I don't want it to be taking up the whole entire screen. And what I do, I go to spacing. I like make sure like the characters like 1. I usually put it at that 1 because I don't want letters to be too close together. You can adjust it however you want, but that's just how I do it. This works for any font, by the way. I also do italics, and I go to styles. I click this one here. It should be there, and it gives it that 3D-ish effect. Oh, I just got rid of it. Hold on. Okay, I'll get it back. So we have a text. So obviously, for like the, you want to line up each word with how the song goes. If you have a word that emphasizes its syllables in the song or like the audio that you're using, you can also like space out your text. So the way I do it, let me form a quick sentence. I'm just gonna say, what's a random song lyric? Guys, I don't know a song lyric. I'm trying to use one as an example. Okay, wait. So I'm gonna do Save Your Tears for Another Day. Let's just go with that. Obviously, it's not gonna match with the audio I'm using for this edit, but I'm showing you. So I would be like, you like calculate how long it takes, and you split the thing, and then you add on your text like this. So again, this is not matching up to the edit audio. I'm just not trying to get copyright struck, whatever you want to call it. And I put the text throughout the whole entire edit, so it's easier for me to like split, and then you just split it where the music times it. And if you want to do background text, I'll show you how to do that in a second as well. So let's say we have this. Let's just say we have this as your hold on, I need to do it word for word. You can do it however you want. I just choose to do it for like word for word because it looks better that way. And if you want to do background text, I usually add text. I'm gonna go to fonts. I usually put like a different font. Background text, like behind text, I usually do it in like italic type of text, like that. And I usually make it like red or like whatever color. For this example, I'm gonna use red. But I might choose to use glow instead of the. I usually don't use glow, but you may choose to use glow for your text. I lost it again. Hold on. By the way, a really good font to use for background text is Cinzel. It's really good. Right, so what you want to do, you get your text, you like size it up to like pretty good size, and then obviously change it to whatever color you want. For this, I'm going to put red. And then what I do, I go to layers. If my phone will, oh my god, sorry. If my phone will work, you put it behind this. Obviously, you have like this now. As for the animations, the animations but will work, I'm like, you can also choose to do like fade in. I usually do fade in for my background text like this. So you can like adjust it to however long you want. I usually do like 0.5 for my fade, and you got save your tears for another day. Yeah, so obviously you just do that for like whatever lyrics you have. Again, this is just an example. Obviously it's not gonna match up. I'm gonna do the text for this edit, and I'll show you how it's gonna look for this one so you guys see what I'm talking about. So here's like a very, very sped up clip of me putting in the text. This took like 15 minutes. Like I said, it is one of the most tedious parts of editing, but it's worth it in the end because it ends up making the end result look a lot better. And it also just like improves the quality. Again, it does take a long time. If your Capcut does get laggy, because the text makes Capcut laggy sometimes. Usually what makes things laggy is like a lot of filters or overlays. So like if you can like remove filters or overlays, put in the text first and then put the filters or overlays back in later, just to reduce lag and make it easier for you to type in all the words. Because trust me, for me on Android mobile, it's really difficult sometimes. But I get by eventually after 15 rolling minutes. But yeah, I had to really speed up this clip. But obviously you can see I'm like putting in layers of like the text like I mentioned earlier. Typing in each individual word is a bit of a pain, but it does, like I said, it's worth it in the end, and it improves the end result. Also, I'm really sorry that this video has like been so long. It's like been like half an hour, but I will put like time frames and stuff when I go back to like edit this properly, so you guys can like pick out individual bits, because I don't know if anyone's gonna sit here for like half an hour and listen to all this, but I really wanted to break everything down in the most easiest way possible so anyone and everyone can like take up my editing style. And also, by the way, if you guys like if you guys actually make edits with this editing style, like if you take inspiration from this video, please tag me in them, because I'd honestly love to see what kind of things you guys come up with, because I don't know, it would just make me happy. Again, no one has to follow this, I'm just like sharing it either way, because the way I edit is kind of unique to other people, and I thought I'd share how I do it. I mean, I do a lot of the same things, but again, I have my own little way of doing it at the end of the day, and that's really special to me, and I want to share that with you guys. So yeah, that's basically it. Now it's time for the final bit. So in this clip right now, I'm just like finalizing the edit, adding a few more overlays, also putting my filters back because again the text made it laggy, and I was just like finalizing everything, checking everything was good, and basically just kind of double checking, because you want to double check everything, make sure it's good. Now when it comes to actually exporting it, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put the frame rate all the way up to 60, and make sure you turn off AI Ultra HD because we don't want to use AI. My battery was on 5%, ignore that. But basically what you're going to want to do is you put the frame rate to 60, you keep everything else as it is, and yeah, that's me charging my phone. And that's basically all you got to do, and then you just export it, and then you wait for it to upload into your device. This is obviously sped up, but I'm going to post the final result on YouTube for you guys to see in like just a minute after I post this video. And that's basically it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the edit tutorial. It was really long for me to make. It took me like 3 hours in total to make everything, all the video recordings. But it was worth it, and I really hope you guys learned something or like took some tips or whatever. I really appreciate it, and I hope it gets 10,000 subscribers this year, and yeah, that's basically it. Also, by the way, there's new lore coming soon. There's gonna be new characters. Some people are gonna come back. It's gonna be fun, alright? So also stay tuned for that, and I hope everyone has a beautiful day. Bye! Also, this is VOXTEK. Trust us with your edits.